Richard O'Donoghue.
Thanks very much, Chair. Minister, many people in our constituency in Limerick are waiting up to 9 months for a driving test. And I was just listening to you there as you read out your own piece of paperwork. Road Safety Authority Act 2006, the Road Safety Authority has a statutory responsibility for the National Driver Testing Service as well as the National Car Testing Service. But would you agree that the Road Safety Authority and the government have a responsibility of safe passage of people, whether they are pedestrian, cyclists, motorists, bus users? Would you agree that there is a legal obligation on the government and the Road Safety Authority to give safe passage? At the present moment in Limerick and around the country, I'm hearing on a daily basis of accidents happening to poor hedge cutting on roadsides. But yet if the local authority or the government want to put up signage, the statutory rule is that they have to put up a sign a metre off the side edge of the road so it can be seen. We now have an issue all around the country that when the government have come in with rules, and I'm all for biodiversity, I'm all for the environment, but I'm also for the safety of the men, women and children that use the roads as they're supposed to be used. But if you're not allowed to cut a hedge or a grass margin for X amount of months of the year, you actually close the roads in. What has this had a knock-on effect for? It means now that Bus Éireann now will not carry the bigger buses on the roads to collect the children. They're now using a D-licensed bus. We can only carry up to the people of 16 people in the bus because the bus no longer can fit down the road because the government will not allow hedges or grass roads, grass verges to be cut on the road edge, which I do believe is a breach of law. And I mentioned last week of the law reform bill, and I do believe the government are guilty of putting people's lives at risk, that the roadside edge cannot be cut back 1 metre, the same as all their signage and regulation states, and the hedgerows are cut directly straight up, not 2 metres up, because then you're impacting on the mirrors of buses and trucks. You're putting them into the middle of the road. So at the moment, the government is guilty of putting lives at risk from not allowing all roadside hedges for safe passage of pedestrians, cyclists and bus and truck transport. So I'm looking for here now a commitment from you, Minister, that you will go back and talk to your Green Minister for Transport, that number one doesn't hold any licences bar, I do believe, a car licence, who goes around the country saying that there is bus transport. I have a person in Croom at the moment that has told me, and this is just one story of many that I have, she drives her son to the bus stop in Croom every morning. Her son gets on the bus, which could be delayed up to 10 or 15 minutes because of the road structures and implement things in their way, to take them into the train station in Limerick, where they're supposed to get a connection bus to take them to UHL. If that bus is delayed by 5 minutes, the connection bus is gone. They then have to wait for the next bus, which is 15 minutes behind us, to get to college, and they get to their college 15 or 20 minutes late for their lecture. The lecturers are now telling them they're going to dock them points in their college because of being late to college due to poor infrastructure from the government's transport network. We now have people that are now not able to take up jobs, and again this is a legal thing for the government that they should be held accountable for. Equal job opportunity. If your job opportunity is stopping you from getting a job, and you are in a place where you need a licence and the government are preventing you from getting a licence from not having the proper infrastructure in place, the government is guilty of stopping for equal job opportunity. Now, Minister, I'm asking you now. Number one, the 75 testers that you have said that are going to come on board is not enough. The people of Limerick are suffering because of you. The people of all around the country are suffering because of you. They cannot get jobs, they cannot get to college, they cannot get to medical appointments, even if they have dependents on them because of the delay in the licence service. And not only that, you are putting every man, woman and child in this country at risk because you will not allow the road verges be cut, even though your own legal authorities tell you that if they put up signposts or whatever they do, they have to follow the letter of the law when it comes to signage. Now at the moment, you are forcing all vehicles on the road, and I do believe this government should be held account legally and brought in front of the courts for not protecting the people in this country, which is mandated that you are mandated to do. Thank you.